Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a simple but uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they repeat small, invisible habits every day that quietly destroy their future. You don't wake up one morning and become unsuccessful. You drift there. You drift through comfort. You drift through distraction. You drift through excuses. And one day you look back and ask, how did my life become average when my dreams were once extraordinary? Now here's the good news. Success doesn't arrive by luck. It arrives by design. The ultra-successful are not special. They are not chosen. They are not born with secret powers. They simply do a few things better than most people, and they do them every single day. While others wait for motivation, they build discipline. While others complain about time, they control it. While others chase comfort, they chase growth. If you stay with me today, you will discover the habits that quietly separate winners from wishers, leaders from followers, and builders from dreamers. This is not about hype. This is about how you think, how you act, and what you repeat when nobody is watching, because your future is not created in one big moment. It is created in small decisions multiplied by time. So if you are ready to stop hoping for success and start engineering it, then listen closely. Let's talk about the success habits of the ultra-successful. Ultra-successful people begin with a mindset. Most people avoid total ownership of their life. They do not blame their parents, the economy, bad luck, competitors, or society. They understand something powerful. The moment you blame, you give away control. But the moment you accept responsibility, you gain power. Most people spend their lives explaining why things didn't work. They say, people didn't support me, the system is unfair, or I was unlucky. Ultra-successful people speak a different language. They say, what did I do? What can I improve? What must change in me? Responsibility is not about guilt. It is about command. When you take responsibility, you become the designer of your future instead of the victim of your past. Imagine two people facing the same problem. One complains, the other calculates. One talks about pain, the other talks about solutions. The difference is not intelligence, it is ownership. Ultra-successful people ask better questions. What skill am I missing? What habit is holding me back? What action must I take today? They know that every excuse delays growth and every decision accelerates it. They also understand a simple formula. Your life expands in direct proportion to the responsibility you accept. If you want more income, accept responsibility for learning. If you want better health, accept responsibility for discipline. If you want confidence, accept responsibility for action. Nothing changes until you do. When problems show up, they don't panic, they prepare, they treat obstacles as training, not punishment. They realize that nobody owes them success. It must be built. So the first habit of the ultra-successful is to stop asking, why me, and start asking, what now? Because the future does not respond to excuses, it responds to ownership. Your life is not shaped by dreams, it is shaped by your schedule. Ultra-successful people understand that success is not a single event, it is the result of how you organize your days. Most people live randomly. They wake up and react, they check their phone, answer messages, follow moods, chase distractions, and hope something productive happens. Ultra-successful people do the opposite. They wake up with intention, when to work, when to learn, when to reflect, when to improve. They do not ask, how do I feel today? They ask, what must be done today? Because feelings change, but discipline builds. They understand one powerful truth. If you don't control your time will control you. Every morning is a battlefield between comfort and commitment. One side says, sleep more, scroll more, delay more. The other says, build more, focus more, grow more. Ultra-successful people choose growth before comfort. They create routines for reading, planning, skill practice, health, execution, not because it feels good, but because it works. They know small actions repeated daily become massive results over time. 10 minutes of learning every day becomes expertise. 1 hour focused daily becomes mastery. They also eliminate what wastes time. Endless scrolling, random conversations, unplanned days, emotional working. They replace chaos with structure. Their calendar becomes their weapon, because success is not about having time, it is about using time correctly. And when you win your mornings, you usually win your future. Ultra-successful people protect their mind like a vault. They understand the mind is not neutral. It produces whatever you feed it. Feed it fear, it creates doubt. Feed it excuses, it creates weakness. Feed it discipline, it creates power. Most people allow anything into their mind, negative news, toxic conversations, useless entertainment, and self-doubt. Then they wonder why they feel unmotivated. Ultra-successful people are selective. They choose what they listen to, what they watch, who they learn from, what they repeat internally. They understand something critical. And your thoughts become your habits, and your habits become your destiny. They replace destructive self-talk with productive dialogue. Instead of saying, I can't, they say, how can I? Instead of saying, it's impossible, they say, it's unfamiliar. Instead of saying, I'm tired, they say, I'm training. They also control emotional noise. They do not let fear decide their future. They let discipline decide their direction. They listen, study, and surround themselves with growth content, not for motivation, but for mental conditioning. Because just like the body needs exercise, the mind needs training. Ultra successful people understand what dominates your thinking determines what dominates your life. If your mind is strong, your actions become strong. And when your inner voice supports you instead of sabotages you, progress becomes inevitable. Average people avoid pain. Ultra successful people use it. Most people ask, how can this be easier? Ultra successful people ask, how can this make me better? Growth never feels comfortable. Learning feels awkward. Discipline feels boring. Progress feels painful before it feels powerful. Ultra successful people understand discomfort is the price of improvement. They train when motivation disappears. They study when boredom attacks. They work when comfort whispers. They don't wait to feel ready. They act to become ready. Every uncomfortable action deposits strength into the future. They know that muscles grow by resistance, confidence grows by challenge, and success grows by pressure. While others escape difficulty, they enter it. Because comfort creates stagnation, but discomfort creates evolution. They deliberately do hard things. Waking early, saying no to distractions, practicing when tired, continuing when progress is slow. They understand something simply. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. Pain today becomes skill tomorrow. Struggle today becomes wisdom tomorrow. Discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow. Ultra successful people don't fear discomfort. They schedule it because what you avoid controls you, but what you face strengthens you. Ultra successful people are not chasing applause. They are chasing ability. Most people want success to look good. Ultra successful people want success to work well. They ask, how can I become valuable? Not how can I look successful? They invest in communication, leadership, problem solving, creativity. They understand a simple law: income follows value. If you solve big problems, you earn big rewards. If you solve small problems, you earn small rewards. They practice their craft when nobody is watching. They study while others sleep. They train while others talk. They improve while others compare. They understand status is temporary, but skill is permanent. You can lose money, but not ability. You can lose position, but not competence. Ultra successful people are obsessed with preparation. They know opportunity never arrives perfectly. It arrives demanding competence. So instead of waiting for chances, they become capable. Because the world does not pay for intentions, it pays for execution and usefulness. If you become rare, opportunity becomes common. And the fastest way to become rare is to master what others ignore. Motivation is emotional. Consistency is professional. Ultra successful people don't depend on how they feel. They depend on what they decided. Most people start strong and finish weak. Ultra successful people start disciplined and finish powerful. They understand it. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can work hard for 1 week. Few can work smart for 1 year. They show up when tired. They act when bored. They continue when results are invisible. Because progress happens quietly before it happens publicly. They trust the process. While others quit because they don't see results, ultra successful people continue because they believe in compound growth. Small efforts repeated daily become massive over time. They do not chase motivation. They build systems. They rely on habits, routines, standards, commitments, not emotions. They know success is rented, and the rent is paid every day. You don't win once, you maintain daily. Ultra successful people separate themselves from the crowd by one simple habit. They don't stop. When others pause, they push. When others doubt, they do. When others quit, they continue. And that is why eventually effort turns into excellence.